Hello, Wired fam. How's everybody doing this evening? Sup? Hope everybody's doing well. I see some comments already coming through. StreamYard's working fast tonight. Once I get all connected and live and get all your comments, I'm going to start saying hello to everybody. Hope everybody's doing good on a Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. It is March the 10th. I can't believe it's already March, guys. It's crazy. It's warming up. Spring is upon us. Water temps are climbing. Crappie anglers are getting giddy. Flowers are blooming. Dandelions are popping up. It's crazy. Daylilies, dandelions, grass, allergy season. Yeah. For all those that have allergies, say no. Like me. Let's see. Who all do we have on? Guys, when y'all get on tonight, please drop me a hello. Let me know where you're from. Say hello to me, and I will say hello back to you guys. Josh Sanders, hello. Joseph Thaxton, how's it going? Jimmy Pratt, what's going on? Matthew Kofelt, what's up? Solomon Ott, hello from Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. What's going on, Solomon? Harold Stamey from Rockwood, what's up? Fishing Lake Country, what's going on? Lake Gaston, Virginia. Ashley Coffee, hello, hello. Todd Pell, hello. Misty Martin from Crappie Cove. What's going on, Misty? Mickey D's from Alvin, Texas. What's going on? Heath McDaniel, good evening, sir. Thomas Don from San Angelo, Texas. What's going on, Thomas? All right, guys, if y'all would, like I said, when you get on, drop me hello. Let me know where you're from. We got about 25 on and climbing right now. Smash that like button if you don't care sometime during the night, please. It helps with all the algorithms in YouTube. Just letting people know that it's good content and you guys like what's happening at Wired for Crappie, okay? As always, guys, the discount code's right down here in the bottom, scrolling across your screen. Crappie Cove. If you call Crappie Cove, use the discount code WIRED, you get 10% on all the products at Crappie Cove. That's ACC rods, bonehead tackle, crappie magnets, jiffy jigs, light wire hooks. What else do they have? B&M rods. They got all the good stuff over at Crappie Cove. Okay, so don't forget about that discount code. Save you some money. Fishing specialties, if you're getting a live scope and you're looking for a fishing specialties pole or a pole to put your live scope transducer on, look fishing specialties up. Wired discount gets you 10% off with fishing specialties. And of course, bonehead tackle right there, 15% off code Crappie 2021 on their website. Okay, guys, so go get yourself some product. Use those discount codes. All right, that will help you guys out to help you save some money on your crappie products. All right. Let's see, who else do we have on tonight? Numbers are climbing. Brock from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. What's going on, man? How's it going tonight? Hope all is well. Terry Gear, hello. Sid Lewis, what's up? Mike S, hello, hello. South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, 10-6. I'm going to assume that's what that is, 10-6. Matt Willie. Hi, Matt. This is Matt from Iowa. What's going on, man? Robert Johnson. Hello. Stephen Webb. What's going on from Central Texas? Andrew Alonzo. What's up, Matt? What's going on, Andrew? Kenneth Pippins. Hello. Mickey D's. Hello, hello. He said, dang, I just ordered from Bonehead and didn't know about your discount code. Well, now you know, Mickey. So next time you order, Crappie 2021 saves you 15%. And also, guys, if you go to Bonehead Tackle and order more than $50 worth of product, they ship your order for free. So save you some money, 15% off, and free shipping. All right. Robert Love says, evening, everyone. Evening, Robert. Sid Lewis, hello. Misty Martin says, Todd, you won a door prize at Crappie Academy, so drop me an email with your address so I can get it in the mail. We're going to talk about Crappie Academy here in just a little bit. Let me get through all the hellos. We're going to talk. So what are we going to talk about tonight? We've got several things to talk about. First of all, Wired's got new toys. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Crappie Academy that happened Sunday at Crappie Cove. So for those that don't know, Crappie Cove will be having a Crappie Academy every 3 months. It is a 3.5-hour class taught by moi. We are going to cover topics from locating crappie, which is what we talked about Sunday, how to locate crappie anytime, anywhere. Next topic is going to be, and it's the every 3 months, it's the first Sunday of the month. So it was March the 7th. The next class will be June the 6th. So June the 6th will be the next class, and that will be on sonar. Okay, that class will be sonar, how to read, set, and everything there is to know about sonar. So we'll be going through contrast, sensitivity, ranges, how to read sonar, and how to depict what you're seeing on the screen, and how to read that screen and recognize what's structure, what's fish, what's drop-offs, what's points, we're going to go through everything. What's rock, what's wood, what's fish, bait. We're going to go through all that. So it's going to be a really good class, really, really in-depth class coming, again, June the 6th. So if you want to sign up for the Crappie Academy, you can go to Crappie Cove, their website, www.crappiecove.com. You can register for the class in person or online, okay, guys? So very good class. I had a blast teaching it. It's very, very fun. A lot of great guys I met, a lot of great questions. If I met you Sunday for the first time, thanks for coming. It was great meeting you, and I look forward to our next class. So without getting into the whole spiel of what the class was, because it was 3.5 hours long, we did how to locate crappie anytime, anywhere, how to read contour lines, the different habits of black and white crappie, with the different types of structure. It was a very, 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 very good class, and some great feedback from people too. So thank everybody that was there. Joseph Faxton, sorry I had to miss the first class. Can we buy the book you put together for the class? So yes, you can. If you want, Joseph, email me at info@wiredforcrappie.com, and we'll talk about that, okay? So anybody that wants to pick up that the information for that first class, shoot me an email at info@wiredforcrappie.com, and we'll have that conversation, okay? Tim Payne, what's going on? He says, hope y'all are well. Master Trapper 16. He said he ordered a 7.5-foot ACC using the code. Supposed to be here Saturday. I know you're going to like that rod. It's a great rod. Larry Merrick, what's going on, Larry? Larry's got a question for us tonight. We're going to go through that too, Larry, so you'll be happy to hear that. Hello from Northport, Alabama, David Moyer. Larry McBride from Bull Shoals Lake in Arkansas. What's up, Larry? Tom A., hello. Charles Davison. He says, you pick is blurry. Can you guys see me okay? What's going on, Seth? Mr. Seth Green in the house. Stephen Webb, are they spawning there? They're spawning here in Central Texas. So we're going to talk about that. That's another topic we're going to talk about tonight. So we touched on we just got done touching on the Crappie Academy, okay? So we're going to talk about the new toys for Wired. We're going to talk about Spawn. We're going to talk about the ACC tournament again. And then we're going to answer some questions from you guys, okay? Larry, thank you. Larry says class was excellent. He's yelling at me. Excellent. Everyone should give it a go. Thank you, Larry. I appreciate that, buddy. Camag from Southeast Kansas. Hello. Andrew says, hopefully I can get off for the next class. Larry, we're gonna talk about your email here in just a second. Okay, this is part of Larry's email. We'll talk about that here in just a second. All right, Charles said I'm better now. Sid said fine here. Pick is fine. Pick is fine. Good deal. All right, so let's talk about toys. All right, Wired has a new toy. I'm excited about it. And guys, look. First off, I want to say thank you. I want to thank everybody on here. I see a lot of faces that along the way have given super chats towards Wired, and I just want to say thank you guys for that. Each and every super chat that comes in is a blessing to me, and I appreciate and I cherish each one of those. Okay, it really does go above and beyond helping to keep me on the water and keep me out there making great content for you guys. Okay. So thank you very much for the super chats. If you don't know what a super chat is, right down below your little comment section, there's a little dollar symbol. If you click on that, it's a way to donate to Wired for Crappie. What that does is that gives to the channel, gives to me so that I can stay out there on the water, making great content for you guys and continue to have the newest products and the newest this and the newest that, what you guys want to see. And it just helps so much. As you hear from a lot of YouTubers, until you get up there in the 100,000 subscriber range, there's not a whole lot in it for a YouTuber. Okay, guys, I do this because I love it. I do this because I want to help you guys catch more fish and be productive. And that's my intent, and that's been my goal ever since I even started East Tennessee Crappie Club, is to teach and to help anglers be more successful. So this is just another way for me to do that. And the super chats that come in on these lives, guys, they help tremendously, let me tell you. So I want to thank y'all for that first and foremost. And I want to say that there's a lot of super chats that came in specifically for this product. And I saved those and finally got enough between me saving and you guys helping to pick up a new, oh my gosh, toy for the channel. This is not the whole thing because I couldn't fit the whole thing in the house. Oh yeah, that's what's up. Look at that. Oh yeah, I'm excited. I like it. I think I'm gonna sleep with it tonight. Oh, it's my baby. It's my new baby. I like it a lot. So I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I couldn't have done it without you guys. I talked about wanting an Ultrex a while back. You guys pitched in to help for that. And thank y'all. Thank y'all very much. Y'all made it possible. And I couldn't have done it without you. So thank you very much. We're going to get that put on the boat. We're going to get out there rocking and rolling. I can't wait to try it out. And it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll do some videos on the Ultrex. We'll do some videos about, compare the Tarova that I had to the Ultrex. I'll talk about that a little bit. I have used the Ultrex. My fishing partner that I fish tournaments with actually has an Ultrex, so I kind of know the differences, but I'll put it on video for you guys. I'm going to try to do an install video. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get that all, but hopefully I will. So I'll try to do an install video for you guys, how to install that on the boat and some tricks of the trade that I use to install a trolling motor. One thing is protecting your gel coat, protecting your hull. So I have a kind of a unique way to do that, and I'll show that to you guys. But again, from the bottom of my heart, guys, thank y'all very much for everything y'all did to make that possible. Okay. Let's see here. What else we got going on? Looks good to me. D. Carr says, what model Ranger do you have? Very good question. So I fish out of a Ranger 690 VS. and I have not had anybody in that boat yet that hadn't liked it. The deck on that boat is huge. I mean, I'm going to use the word ginormous because that's what it is. I mean, the deck is absolutely huge. I can fish 4 or 5 guys off the front deck of that boat. It's ridiculous how many people you can fit up there. The back of the boat is wide open. It is a deep V, so it's deep in the back, which I like taking my kids out because, you know, my son, he's good to fish for 2 or 3 hours, and then he wants to play in the floor of the boat for an hour, and then he wants to fish again. So it's really great with kids. I feel safe having him in the boats, high sides. You know, it's a good boat, good fit for me. Great crappie boat, sits deep in the water, doesn't get pushed around by the wind a lot. It's just a good boat. So Ranger 690 VS is what I fish out of. Mine's a 96 model. Let's see. Master Trapper says, facing flooded waters here in north central Kentucky, what's your opinion on where to start looking to locate 45-degree temps, coffee and creamer watercolor? Good question. Where's the water coming from would be my question. Central Kentucky, is there mountains? Is it coming out of the mountains? Is it cold water? Is it warm water? There's a lot of unknowns there for me, Master Trapper. Without knowing the entire situation, I don't know that I could answer it fairly. Okay. If it's a warm runoff, I'd look shallow. If it's a cold runoff, I would not look shallow because it's going to be colder. That's a tough one right there. Winter is 10 feet above summer pool. Wow. Y'all got a lot of rain, didn't you? Jeff Luce. He says, hello, Matt. How's your truck? Yeah, thanks for rubbing it in, Jeff. Let's just say I'm glad I got the trolling motor today. It brightened my day up. My truck is still not fixed. It has been a month, and it's still not fixed. So they called me and told me that it was fixed. I went to pick it up, cranked it in the parking lot of the dealership, and the check engine light came on. So they said, oh, well, one of the O2 sensors is showing that it's bad. Got to be a bad part. Let's order another one. We'll put another one on it. So they put another O2 sensor on it, cranked it up. 2 or 3 cranks, check engine light came on again. So, you know, showing bad O2 sensor. This is the second O2 sensor, and they now think that what do they call it? The BCU, something like that. BCU. Anyway, whatever it is, an electrical component. They're thinking when they cut the catalytic converters out from under it and cut the wires to the O2 sensors, they're thinking that something shorted and probably blew something more important in the truck. So, yeah, who the crap knows? I mean, from here, it's electric, and it's going to be who knows when I'll get it back. So I'm aggravated as I'll get out about that. And we're going to move on because I've lived that all day, and thank you for asking, but we're gonna move on. That's what's going on with the truck. It's still not fixed. Oh, Josh says, welcome to the Ultrex family. Thank you, buddy. So I guess the reason I went with Ultrex, you know, Minn Kota's tried and true. They've been doing this forever, and you know, Garmin and Lowrance, I've seen multiple issues with their motors. You know, everybody has their issues, but I just still didn't want to jump into the new brushless game just yet. There's just too many unknowns for me still on that side. So I stuck with what I know, and that's Minn Kota. Addicted to Hunting says, sure, I'm sorry I missed the class. I was at urgent care getting diagnosed positive Sunday. Bummer, can't wait to get through this and get back on the water. Well, I hate to hear that you're sick. I hope you get better soon. Everybody, if you don't mind, say a prayer for Addicted to Hunting. I know that stinks, buddy, and I'm sorry to hear that. So the trolling motor that I currently have is a Tarova. I currently have a Tarova on the boat right now. Hang on, guys. I saw a super chat. Ashley, finally figured out the super chat. Congrats on the old treks. Thanks for all you do and all you did to help me. Much love, brother, and God bless. Thank you, Ashley, for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate it. It is a blessing to me. That is an extremely, extremely great blessing to me, and thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you, Ashley. Kenny says, first time on. I'm from Robinson, Illinois. I like your videos. Never can make it on the live, but I always listen the following day when I'm driving for work. Keep up the good work. Thank you, buddy. Well, appreciate you being on. I'm glad you got to catch a live. And thank you for being with us. If you have any questions or anything, leave me or type me a question. I'd be more than happy to answer it, buddy. And thank you for watching the videos. I'm glad you guys have enjoyed them. And I need to go ahead and say I'm sorry I didn't put one out last week. I know I didn't put a video out last week. Dealing with everything with this truck, trying to get it back has been a terror. It really has. So I thought I was going to get it back. And see, they called and told me it was ready. So I turned in my rental and it wasn't ready. So I'm kind of in the in-between right now. It's just a nightmare, guys. So say a little prayer for me too, that I get it. So they're supposed to actually bring me a truck tomorrow. I told them I was tired of driving to their dealership. I'm like, I'm done driving to your dealership. You need to figure it out. You need to come get my truck, or you need to have my truck towed in, because I'm done driving back and forth. I'm done. Like, you're going to come get it. And they're like, well, okay, we'll bring you a truck and we'll come get it. And I'm like, okay. So they're supposed to bring me one tomorrow, and hopefully they won't bring it back until it's done. So we'll see. I don't know. Heath McDaniel, he said, very nice. That's what I'm trying to save up for. Yeah, I saved up for that Joker for a long time. It took me a while, but hey, we got there. We got there. It'll come, my friend. Major Brown, thank you for the kind words, sir. I appreciate it. I think I'm going to like it. So we'll get it put on. We'll see what happens. Thomas Johnson, good questions. He says, what is your go-to rod and reel for live scope? So my go-to rod and reel with live scope, if I'm fishing brush, is a 6.5 foot ACC crappie stick and a Fluger Try-On size 25 reel. So on all of my rods is a Fluger Try-On size 25 on everything I do. But I do like a 6-footer for dock shooting. So if I'm going to shoot docks, I like a 6-footer. If I'm going to fish brush, I like a 6.5. Jamie Nelson, what's going on? He says, a little late tonight. No worries, my friend. Grant Bailey, what's going on, Grant? Glad to see you here, my friend. Grant, did you see my new toy? I know for a fact. I remember Grant kicking in on it. Did you see my new toy, Grant? Oh, look at my new baby. Oh, she's pretty. The half of her I got in the house anyway. The rest of her's in the outside. She's pretty and heavy. Oh, I ain't picking that up again. That's a heavy motor. especially that 60-inch shaft. That thing is a beast. All right, so real quick, Jeff says, sorry to hear that, my friend. I'm thinking he's talking about my truck. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about it too. Let's see about Larry's email. So Larry sent me an email. Mr. Larry Merrick sent me a question for tonight, okay? So let me read this to you guys, and then I'll answer this question. So it says, does the TWRA ever remove brush piles? He says, maybe you fished Caney Creek, which is on Watts Bar, just a few dozen feet from the ramp, right by one of the no wake signs, was a really nice brush pile. There was another one further along toward the bank. I found it and fished it a couple times in the fall. The last time a rather odd boat went by, I don't remember it having any markings on it, but it had some unusual contraption on the front. One guy sat up at the bow, the other steered the boat. They drove along the bank, maybe 5 or 10 feet out, following the shore. I wondered what they were doing, but didn't think much about it. After they passed by, I went to another area. A week or two later, went back to Caney and could not find either brush pile. Okay, I can see where there was a hiccup in the electronics, and either brush pile wasn't where I expected it, but the one was right by the no wake buoy, and it was nowhere to be found. That's bizarre, right? My boat is pretty shallow. Neither one bothered me, but maybe being right by the bridge in the canal or in the channel, they thought it was a hazard and used the contraption to pick them up. So I'm thinking, Larry, first of all, does TWRA ever remove brush piles? To my knowledge, no, they do not. Now, could they possibly? Maybe. I mean, if there's something that's sticking up out of the lake and they see that and they think it's going to be a problem for boaters, then yeah, maybe they could. But to my knowledge, no, they don't remove brush piles. Okay. The boat that you saw with the funny contraption on the front was more than likely the electrofishing boat. Okay. They do electrofish Watts Bar quite often. And that's typically how they do it, 5 or 10 feet from the bank with the funny contraption boat, which it's basically got electric probes that hang off the front of it that look like octopus tentacles that shock the water, stun the fish, and that's how they survey. So what you were probably seeing there was that electrofishing boat. They were probably doing some surveying that day. But to my knowledge, no, they will not move a brush pile that I know of. Jimmy Pratt, how will the wide open locks on the dam on Watts Bar going to affect the crappie if they don't slow it down by next week? Is our tournament next week? Is our tournament next week? Really? Holy Christmas, it is next week. This weekend is the last weekend to pre-fish Watts Bar. I didn't even think about that. It sure enough is. Dang. I ain't even been out there yet. That's bad. If I don't get my truck back, I ain't going out there. Oh, boy. Well, to answer your question, crappie don't particularly like current, so you probably won't find them in any current. Kendrick, hey Matt, just wondering if you are using a 0-degree angle mount for your live scope instead of the 8-degree that comes with it. So to answer your question, it's a great question, Kendrick. To to answer your question, I do use a 0 degree mount, but the mount that I use, I do not use, because with the fishing specialties pole, you can actually use the transom mount, and I think I have pictures of it. You can actually use the transom mount and not the offset mount. Does that make sense? So mine is on the transom mount, and it hangs directly off the bottom of the pole, straight up and down, perfectly straight up and down. That's another great thing about the fishing specialties pole. Yep, I got it right here. All right, so this is the fishing specialties pole. This is the transducer. Can you guys see that? So that is straight off the bottom of the pole, okay? And that is, you see the silver mount there, that is the transom mount that comes with your unit, and then your Garmin mounts right to it. So it allows you to have that at a perfect 0 degree angle. That's another beautiful, beautiful thing about the fishing specialties pole, is it allows you to use that transducer, and it's metal. It's a metal transducer, a metal transducer bracket instead of that plastic, and it's not offset. So that's another reason that I really like fishing specialties, Kendrick. But to answer your question, no, I wouldn't use the offset mount. Even if I had it off to the side, I would not use offset. I would go 0 degrees. And reason being is because if you're in deep water fishing, and I like to see my jig from the top of the water to the bottom. If you're in deep water, you'll see it at the top, and then when it falls, you'll have to move your pole a little bit to get the transducer on the jig, because as it falls, it's going to fall out of that angle. All right. And so, no, I would not use the angled bracket. Mike S. said PCM. Yeah, the PCM is the computer. This is something else. It's something else. It's not the PCM, because I said that. I said, you talking about it fried my computer in my brand new truck? They said, no, not the computer. This is some control module that regulates all the sensors and O2 sensors and all that. It's not the actual computer itself. It's something else. But anyway, I don't know. Call me Camo 2. So why change to the Ultrex? Was the Tarova insufficient in some way? So it wasn't really insufficient. It's just the Tarova is a little less reactive. It doesn't react as fast. And I had the old Tarova, so the spot lock worked fine most of the time, but then sometimes, it just kind of searched a lot, and it didn't keep you really just stone cold dead where you wanted to be. So just kind of an upgrade in technology really is what it is. My Tarova worked beautifully. Absolutely love my Tarova. I used it for years, and it was a great motor, and still is a good motor. There's nothing in the world wrong with it. Actually, I put it online and sold it that quick. So very good motor, and it'll do somebody a good motor. But, I'll probably do a video and compare all the ins and outs between my Tarova and the Ultrex. So, without giving away the whole video, nothing wrong with my Tarova. Not insufficient, just, a little older technology. David Smith, how many batters do you have on your live scope? David, I'm not sure what you mean. You're going to have to type that one again, my friend. Let's see. I'm reading a few comments here from my wife and Ashley, and y'all need to calm down. Sorry, got a little quiet there. I'm about to get in trouble. Ashley's trying to get me in trouble. Tom A. Thank you, Tom, for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate it. Put Academy knowledge to work today. Water temp 41, main lake flats and creek channels, 26 to 28 feet. Black and chartreuse stump bug, only 8, but ice just off. Thanks. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm glad you were able to put it to work, and I'm glad it worked for you. So, let's see. Call me Camo says, can't wait until the Ultrex vids. I'm in the market and want your knowledge on the 2 units. I'll get you one. If it's not this week, it'll be next week. So you'll see that coming up. Larry McBride said, that's why I drive a 1972 Chevy truck. None of that fancy stuff, not even a radio in it. I'm about to go back to that. I'm telling you right now, I'm about over it. I'm about done. I'm about to just yeah. Now if something happens, it's going to be bad. They're going to come back to my live and be like, see, he said he was going to do it. Oh, well. It's aggravating, I'll tell you. All right, so let's talk a little bit about spawn, because spawn is right here on us, guys. We're kind of in a pre-spawn pattern right now. And with the water temperatures where they are, water temperatures last week were 51, somewhere right there, 51 degrees. So climbing water temps, pre-spawn pattern, and it is getting ready to get good, my friends. That pre-spawn transition has already started to happen on a lot of lakes. When that pre-spawn transition starts to happen, you're going to start finding fish moving towards shallow flats, moving towards spawning bays. You're going to find them in those creek channels, and those primary creek channels, and those secondary creek channels. You're going to find them on structure, and you're going to find them anywhere from 25 to 10 feet. They're going to start staging. You're going to start seeing the females move up. You're going to see some early spawners start moving up. You're looking for those. You're trying to, what I always try to do is I try to identify those spawning bays. Okay, if you can identify those spawning areas, then you already have a leg up, because you already know where those fish are headed. So if you know where those fish are headed, you can pretty much pattern how they're going to get there, right? So, start looking in those areas, start looking in those transition routes. Like I said, anywhere from, 25 to 10 feet on brush and structure. As the water climbs, you're going to want to move back with the fish. So, or as the temperature climbs, not water, excuse me. As the water temps climb, you're going to want to start getting closer and closer and closer to those spawning areas. And eventually, black crappie spawn at 68, white crappie spawn at 72. So, once the water temperatures get up there in the mid 60s, you're going to want to be as close to those spawning grounds without being in them as you can. So, that's going to be where those fish, now the males move up first. Like we've talked about before, the male fish are going to move up first. They're going to prepare the beds, and then the females are going to move up in waves. So I always like to stay out a little deeper, because I'm more consistent on catching those larger females out a little deeper in the staging areas where they're sitting, waiting for everything to get perfect and the beds to be ready. But that is how I'm going to fish probably from now until, March the 10th. Now pretty much through the end of March. That's pretty much how I'm going to be fishing. Now I will do some spawn fishing a little bit here and there. And what I will do is I'll move up into those spawning areas, test those spawning areas, see if there's any fish in there. If I'm not getting bit consistently, then I'm back out there in that mid-range depth, and I'm looking for that structure, and I'm looking for fish. I'm looking for those in those transition areas. Okay, guys. So that's how I'm going to probably fish from now until the end of the month, middle of next month, and watch those water temperatures and see where those water temps go. Okay. Fish are going to become more active. They're going to start they're going to start chasing a bait. You're going to see those fish to where all winter long they were just lethargic. They'd watch a bait. They wouldn't eat. They just sit there. You had to hold it in front of their nose, dead stilled for a minute or a minute and a half to get them to react on it, get them to bite it. You're going to start seeing that kind of transition away. They're going to get more active. Fish are going to get hungry, if you will. They're going to start moving on a bait. They're going to start chasing a bait. Right now is when you need to start looking at those curly tails, those action tail baits. You want to start swimming a jig a little faster, trying to get the reaction bite from fish. Their mood is going to start changing as they start thinking about spawning. So those are all things to think about pre-spawn. You've got to kind of, during a pre-spawn period, you're really trying to just continually test those fish, okay? So if you pull up on a brush pile and you see fish on it and you pitch out there, you work that jig through there real slow and nothing happens, try burning one through there. Try putting on a curly tail. Try putting on a pony head with a blade on it. Try putting, test those fish and see what they'll react to. See if you can get those fish active, because in that pre-spawn period is when they start turning on, okay, if you will. And once they're on, they'll be on until winter again. All right. You'll be able to pull up to active fish and they'll just run out and grab a jig like they're trying to just annihilate it. Okay. So find active fish. Like I've said before, there's active fish somewhere in the lake every day. There's always active fish. There's always fish willing to feed. If they're not feeding on the brush pile you're on, move to the next one. All right. Don't stay in one place too long. Keep moving, and find active fish. That's going to be the pattern. You trollers out there, the guys that like to troll, start trolling. Those fish are moving. They're transitioning. They're in these creek channels, river ledges, creek ledges, river channel ledges. They're going to start following these. They're going to be following those creek channels, the primary creek channels and secondary creek channels. They're going to be out on flats. You're going to find fish on flats, guys. Once they start getting more active and they start wanting to feed and they're starting to move towards the backs of those bays, you're going to find fish on flats. Road beds are a good thing to look at. Trolling, long line trolling, pulling planer boards. Those are great techniques. We're going to do some of that this spring. We're going to pull some boards in shallow water. We're going to long line troll the creek channels in the mid-range depths. We're going to do some different stuff. So it's going to be real fun. I'm looking forward to it. If it'll just warm up a touch more, we're going to hit it. We're going to do it with the new Ultrex too. So with the new remote control, new Ultrex, we're going to do that. Now my Tarova did all that before. I had a remote for my Tarova. It did all that. So no change there. But again, just a little newer technology, new motor. So let's see what you guys saying here. Jamie Nelson, what is your favorite type of bottom for the crappie spawn? You talking black crappie or white crappie? So there's a difference. White crappie generally spawn on structure, wood. White crappie like wood. They like to spawn on wood. Now, will a white crappie spawn just on a hard bottom or a pebbly bottom? Yes, they will. Black crappie like a pebbly bottom or weeds. So if you can, grasses. So if you have grass or weeds, black crappie love to spawn in grass and weeds with a pebbly bottom or a pebbly bottom. That would be, I guess, what I would prefer if I was looking at bottom is not a hard bottom, not like a hard rock. I'm looking for something that's like like a crushed river stone or a, just some kind of pebbly bottom is kind of what I like. Now they will spawn on those mud bottoms. I've seen people sandy bottoms and things, but I kind of like a rocky bottom. But if I'm fishing for white crappie, I like wood. So I think white crappie like wood. They like to spawn on wood. So. Ashley, was you able to finally find the 60-inch Ultrex with the US2, or did you go with the Mega Transducer? I went with the Mega Transducer because I can't find one. They don't make a 60-inch shaft in the US2 anymore. You just can't buy it. So I went with the Mega Transducer. It's a Mega down imaging transducer that I will never plug in. Promise you. I promise it'll never get plugged in. So Ashley, when I rigged up your boat, we had that conversation. You was like, hey, let's put this on the trolling motor. I was like, why? I don't ever use that junk. Remember? So I'll never use it. I mean, I probably should. I probably should use that Mega imaging, but no, I just the only thing I have on the front of my boat anymore, guys, is a live scope. That's it. I don't use any other unit on the front of the boat. So, maybe one day, I don't know. But at this point, it won't ever get plugged in. But that's what I had to go with. All right, so some of the things I like to troll. Ashley said, I figured you'd really use that Mega transducer. Lots of laughs. No, not me. I'm sure it's a great transducer. I just don't run birds anymore. So let's talk about baits. Let's talk about, in the spring, post or pre-spawn, spawn. Some of the baits I like to run. I like to run if I'm trolling. I like to run an action tail bait. I like to run a curly tail. I like to run a Charlie Brewer slider. Something with some action to the tail. Something that's going to get a reaction strike. I do like to run pony heads or roadrunner heads, if you will. I like a pony head that's got a willow blade over a Colorado blade, like a roadrunner has a Colorado blade on it. So I like a willow blade, something a little thinner. So I will run. I'll run those. I generally run rather 2/32 or 2/16 when I'm trolling, when I'm long lining, and then when I'm pulling planer boards, I generally always run 2/32 because generally when I'm pulling planer boards, I'm in shallow water, and I like to fish shallow. I like for the baits to stay shallow. I want to stay above the fish. So that's generally what I run when I'm running planer boards is 2/32, 2/16 when I'm long line trolling. But if the fish are deeper or shallower, I'll adjust. If the fish are deeper than 2/16, then I'll go 2/8 or an 1/8 and a 16th. I'll vary it up, or a 16th and a 32nd if they're shallow, or 2/32 if they're shallow. You just have to figure out where those fish are at in the water column, and you have to match your weight of your jig heads to those fish. So we'll talk about that more. We'll get more in depth in that in the video that I do, the long lining video. But yeah, that's generally how I do that, and the baits that I do to long line troll or pull planer boards. Opinions on the Lowrance Active Image. I don't have any opinions on it yet, Master Trapper, to be honest with you. Not that I'll voice. I do not want to jump the gun. I told you guys before, without having it and without digging through it, I'm a very detail-oriented person. I dissect everything, and I don't want to speak out of turn with something that I hadn't dissected yet. So I think, let me say this. I don't think Lowrance would release a second version that I hate to use the word flop, but their first version kind of flopped, and I don't think they'd release a second version if it wasn't up to par. So, I'll say that. But until I get one in my hand that I can dissect, I'm not going to speak, too far out of turn on that one. All right. How far do you generally trail your baits when long lining? So when I'm long lining, I'm generally just a good solid cast out behind the boat. I do not use line counter reels. I'm generally a good solid cast behind the boat. So if I'm running 2/16, just a good cast, put it in the rod holder. When you're running 2/16 and you're long lining, the difference of 15 or 20 feet of line is not going to be that much. As far as depth in the water column. Now, if you let out 50 feet or 250 feet, then yeah, it's gonna vary your depth a lot. But 15, 20, 25 feet of line is not going to affect your depth when you're long lining that much. Okay, it's going to be very minimal. So a good solid cast out behind the boat, just enough to get the baits back behind the boat where the fish aren't affected as much by the boat, is where I generally run. David Cunningham, what model Garmin do you run? So I run a 93 SV. That's what I started with. That's what I still have. My fishing partner has the 1222 on his boat, and we have a 93 SV that is in a portable bag as well, that we fish tournaments with. So the portable bag goes in either his boat or my boat. That way we have two live scopes when we're fishing tournaments in the boat. But the 93 SV is the EcoMap 93 SV is what I run on my live scope. And I'm happy with it. I mean, obviously a 12-inch screen, the fish and your jig are going to be bigger, but I still have young eyes, so it doesn't too much affect me. I can still see fish, I can still see my jig, and I can see what I'm trying to do. So as long as I can still see what I'm trying to do and where my jig's at, I'm good with it. And I hadn't had any issues out of it. It's a good unit, and it works flawlessly. It works every time I go to the lake. So. How deep do you feel you're running with 2/16? If I'm running, it depends on my speed. So if you're running 0.8, you can generally get about 12 feet. If you're running 1.2, you're getting about 7, so 7 or 8. So anywhere from 7 to 12 with 2/16 and a good solid cast behind the boat. But that's going to be dependent on how fast you're going. Again, so if I'm going 0.8, it's going to be down there around that 12-foot mark. If I'm running 1.2, it's probably up there around 7 feet. Okay. Josh Sanders says all future super chats will be saved for the new 8624. Is that a 24-inch screen? What is that? Do they have an 8624? Surely not. Where's my usual? Surely they don't have that, do they? They're going to have a 32 before it's all said and done. Could not. They do have an 8624. Does that run live scope? Jeez. Yeah. Yeah. Josh says for the 8624. For about 12 grand. Jeez. Isn't it ridiculous? That's ridiculous. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Super chat still on 54 years old. Wow, that's crazy. No, that's guys, before it's all said and done, we're gonna have to put generators in our boats just to run all the equipment. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I'm not even going there, Josh. Bradley Baker, long lining with 2-ounce weights. Can't remember the math. Was it 2/3? Yes, that was pulling crankbaits. So, Bradley, I do not typically. I do not typically run 2-ounce weights when I'm long line trolling with jigs. I only run those when I'm pulling crankbaits. But yes, it is 2/3 the depth. 2/3 the line that you let out is your depth when you're using those 2-ounce weights. Yeah, I can't believe that. That's crazy. 24 inches of screen. Good night. That's nuts. All right, guys. So let's talk a little bit about the ACC Crappie Sticks tournament again. The ACC Crappie Sticks tournament is coming up. It is a month from today. It is April the 10th. It is going to be on Watts Bar Lake. And the structure for that tournament. Let's talk a little bit about the structure for that tournament. So the entry fee per boat, 2 anglers per boat. Okay, the entry fee for that tournament is $100. That's $50 per angler, basically, right? It will be an 8-hour tournament. You are eligible to weigh 1 fish per hour per boat. So each boat can weigh 1 fish per hour. You don't have to. It's optional. If you want to weigh a fish, you can. If you don't have to. But the biggest fish for each hour is going to win the pot. Largest fish for each hour. There's a separate pot for each hour of the tournament. Now, if you're not using an ACC crappie stick, you win $400 an hour. Okay? If you are using an ACC crappie stick, $650 an hour. Per hour, guys. Okay? So if you win 1 hour and you're using an ACC crappie stick, you get $650. That's pretty good. All right? Now, if you're using an ACC crappie stick and you catch the biggest crappie of the day, the grand prize is another $1,500. All right? That is incredible money for a crappie tournament. So why would you not fish it? Why would you not sign up for the ACC Crappie Sticks tournament in Crappie Cove? It's ACC Crappie Sticks presented by Crappie Cove. Okay, it's a big crappie bash. Why would you not sign up for it? You should sign up for it. If you want to know how to sign up for it, all you have to do is right down here where it says discount codes, where it says Crappie Cove, there's a phone number right there, 865-233-3471. All you have to do is call Crappie Cove and ask for Misty. Okay? Ask for Misty, and she will get you registered. She'll take all your information. She'll get you registered. Now, where's that tournament going out of? That tournament is going out of Tom Fuller Memorial Park. Okay? Tom Fuller Memorial Park is where that tournament will take place. You have to be there registered and live well checked by 6:15 that morning. All right. Once you're registered and your live wells checked, you can put your boat in the lake or you can trailer. We're allowing you to trailer to another ramp if you want to. But the weigh in and everything will happen at Tom Fuller Memorial Park. Okay. So if you guys want to fish that tournament, it is going to be a great tournament. There's going to be a ton of people there. All the ACC pro staff is going to be there. I'll be there. Mr. Hawk will be there. Crappie Cove, everybody from Crappie Cove will be there. It's going to be a blast. We're going to have a good time. There'll be a dinner Friday night at Bunch Marine in Kingston. Okay. We'll serve everybody dinner Friday night, that is free of charge for the people that have registered for the tournament. So you can come, you can eat dinner with everybody, conversate and whatnot. And you don't have to. It's not a mandatory dinner. It's just if you want to come, okay? But it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun. There'll be hourly updates on Facebook for the winners for each hour. And then at the end of the day, you will receive your checks, and the anglers that caught the largest fish will receive their check, and they'll get their trophies. But it's going to be a lot of fun. All you have to do is get one lucky bite. One bite, guys. You don't have to go catch 7 fish and weigh in a bag. Got to get one bite. One good bite. That's all you need. Okay? It's going to be a great event, a lot of fun, a lot of good faces there. It's going to be an event you want to be at. So if you're interested in that, you can check it out at crappiecove.com. You can check it out at Crappie Cove's Facebook page. You can check it out at ACC's Facebook page. They have all the info there. And then you can also call Misty and get registered, okay? All right, guys. I've been on an hour. We are going to probably start cutting back on Wednesday nights. I love answering your questions, guys. I love talking to you guys about fishing, but we're probably going to start cutting her back to an hour. I know we've been doing 2 hours, but I got to get up and go to work the next day. So we're going to try to start cutting them back. Now, if I have a lot of questions, I'll stay here and try to answer some of those, but we're going to try to kind of wean her back to an hour. And if you guys have a question that you need answered immediately, remember, there is the super chat. You have the availability to put a super chat, and those super chats pop up on top of my screen, highlighted, and it says, stop what you're doing, answer this question. You got a super chat, and I will get to those right away. But we're going to start shooting for an hour on the lives, if that's okay with everybody. I know that's going to be disappointing because I enjoy being here as much as you guys enjoy being here and watching. But we're going to try to keep those on an hour every week. All right. So with that being said, we're going to sign off. I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for being here. I'll be here again next Wednesday, ready and raring. Bring your questions, and we will see you guys next week. God bless. I hope you guys have a good week and a good night, and watch out for the video coming this weekend. All right. So I appreciate you guys. We'll see you later.